Hey crew, a little bit of a preview of what we're doing here on ASP roll number 139. Now this one is all boxing, it's boxing on the move. We're going to give you drills for working, building good balance, good power when you're working the heavy bag. I believe we're working 5 drills there, 3 off the double end bag, and mucho drills with the focus pads. What we're doing here, nothing action. I'm not going to put an opponent in front of anything right now for the focus pads. We're going to make sure to give you 4 rules when you're running the focus pads, because these are amongst my many pet peeves that we're doing on the particular volume. Number one, on whenever you're being a good feeder with the focus pads, you're going to see this for every good focus pad feeder that we come across. I see about 20 that just kind of irks me a little bit. Not the people individually, it's just a habit I do not care for whatsoever. Make sure that you're going to hold the pads close to the body. We know that your target area is supposed to be a human being. So what I'm talking about when you just see this kind of feed, the hands this far away, I just really don't care for that at all. At least in front of the shoulders, we're feeding hooks. We can put this off the midline, whether it's head level, chest level. You can put these low if you want. I think a belly pad will work out better for your body shots. Same thing with uppercuts. If I'm turning the side, I want to feed an uppercut way out here away from the body, because the fighter has to be able to look at you and envision getting closer and closer. How you train is how you fight, help them find the range. But you're always putting things out there for them. I know we can't get all the way back in. I can't feed the jab right here in my face, but I can get something somewhat closer in profile. Jabs and crosses, straight punches here, hooks closer in, and again the same thing with the uppercuts. So please keep these things tight, but I'm saying I really hate when you see this thing going out like this. The other thing you're going to want to do for good feeding is you pick when the pads are hit. Just don't lay things out there when you know the combination. Let's say you know the combination is going to be, just say straight jab cross. You're just not doing this, letting your fighter choose, or the feedee choose, like they're going jab cross at will, unless you're doing a high punch turnover drill just to burn the shoulders out. So you're just not standing here passively. That's what a heavy bag is for. I mean, let the heavy bag do that. If you're to stand stock still, you're wasting 2 people's time. Let the fighter get on the bag and have some actual power and some blowback with it, and you go on and get a clue about how to hold these things. So if it is just going to be a standard jab cross, let's make sure we're hiding these. You're going to provide some focus, whether it's going to be the dots or whatever it is on your individual mitts. You're going to make sure you're feeding them whatever they're going to be seeing at a particular time. Keep everything close to the body. You can touch them to the chest. You can touch them together. You just make sure they're facing away, so they have to react whenever they see. This is what you want your fighter to do. They react to what they see. They're focusing on your focus mitt. Just not standing here stock still. Please don't be a heavy bag on that situation. The other thing you're going to do is you want to get some smack back to it. So I'm saying is you don't let yourself be blown away. It usually happens when people are staying stock still. So what I'm talking about is, we've seen this before, people holding pads for you, and you can see all this give. So if this punch is coming in, you just see this hand blowing back all the time. It's going to be really hard for your fighter to get some nice punch turnover all the way through with it. Since you're the one in charge of the pads, you got some smack back. As that punch is coming in, you're smacking into it. So the impact is double. It's a little bit of head-on collision. So if you're allowing yourself to be passive, we're throwing ourselves back at the top wrist lock position right here. But as that punch is coming in, little smacks. So smack, smack, smack. A little bit of smacks, hooks, uppercuts, small. We're going to see the motions are nothing more than this, like a little patty cake motion. And the last but not least, and that's what's really going to be covering primarily in Raw 39, is have a plan. Just don't don the plans and be a feeder who's wandering around going, how about this angle? Or how about this angle? And you don't discuss this with your fighter anyway. Your job isn't to let them pick what's going on. You're wanting to make them focus. It is your job as a feeder to make sure you know what attribute, what particular skill we're bringing out in that drill set. I mean, these may all seem like nitpicky points, and they probably are. I'm getting old and persnickety about this stuff. Just want to make sure we're doing this right. We want to make sure we have these ideas focus mitts down, because that's primarily what this particular drill unit is going to be making sure we can make you a better boxer, keeping you on the move, and then you're just going to count on you having a good feeder. So just as much as you throw in the techniques, whoever you're grabbing as your training partner, make sure they at least understand, explain these tips to them. You can have them watch this, or you could probably cut down my ramble and say, no, keep these closer, smack into me to make this job all the tighter. But if you're having any of these bad habits while you're doing these drills, the drills aren't going to do any good because your feeder's not helping you out. Anyway, hopefully those tips will help you out. Have a look at 139 for all the ways we're going to be applying these drills.